For about $15,000, you can buy a brand new compact tractor wearing a name you have trusted your whole life, and never once be told it rolled off the exact same Korean assembly line as the rival brand parked right next to it. The red one and the blue one that dealers swear are bitter competitors. The rugged skid steer brand that quietly sells a tractor built an ocean away from where you think it was. And the friendly farm storehouse brand that turns out to share a parent with a machine costing nearly twice as much. 7 badges, a showroom full of logos that are supposed to be enemies. And when you follow the steel back to where it is actually welded, most of them collapse into a tiny handful of factories. One company in particular is hiding in plain sight, and it pulled off the boldest trick on the entire lot. Here is the thing almost nobody on a dealer lot will explain to you. A tractor brand and a tractor builder are two completely different things. The name on the hood tells you who is selling the machine and who honors the warranty. It tells you almost nothing about who designed the transmission, cast the axles, or bolted the whole thing together. In the compact tractor world, that gap between the badge and the builder is enormous. We are talking about the subcompact machines under about 25 horsepower and the compacts under roughly 40, the tractors that homeowners, hobby farmers, and small acreage owners actually buy by the thousands. A shockingly large slice of that American market is supplied by just a few original equipment manufacturers, almost all of them in South Korea and Japan, who build the tractors and then let other companies paint their own colors on top. Some of these badge companies are honest about it, most simply never bring it up. And why would they? The entire pricing structure of that showroom depends on you believing the premium brand is a fundamentally different machine from the value brand sitting beside it, when underneath the paint they may share a frame, an engine, and a birthplace. This is a purchase people expect to make once and keep for 20 years, often financed, frequently costing between $15,000 and $25,000 once you add a loader. So before you spend a dime that big, you deserve to know who is actually building these things. Because once you can see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. And the last brand on this list is the one this entire video is built around. Start with the two names everyone pictures first, because they are the honest part of the story. Kubota, the orange giant, genuinely builds its own machines. The company engineers its own tractors front to rear, casts its own major components, and makes its own diesel engines, then assembles its American subcompacts at Kubota, Manufacturing of America in Gainesville, Georgia, a plant it first opened in 1988. When you buy a Kubota, you are buying a Kubota, and that is exactly why it is the brand every rival quietly gets measured against. In fact, Kubota is so good at building engines that other equipment makers buy Kubota diesels to drop into their own machines. Then there is John Deere, and this is where the ground starts to shift under your feet. Deere designs and assembles its popular 1 Series subcompacts in Augusta, Georgia. So far, so American. But lift the hood on a John Deere 1025R, one of the best-selling subcompacts in America, and the diesel engine bolted inside it is a Yanmar, built in Japan. And that is not new. Go back to the late 1970s through the 90s, and an entire generation of small John Deere tractors, the 650, the 750, the 850, all the way up to the 1050, were not built by John Deere at all. They were built start to finish by Yanmar and shipped across the ocean wearing green paint. Deere put its name and its dealer network on them. Yanmar did the actual building, engine, transmission, and frame. Millions of owners spent decades proudly believing they owned an all-American machine that a Japanese company had quietly manufactured the entire time. If the most trusted green brand in the business was leaning on a Japanese builder for its small tractors, you should be asking a very uncomfortable question about every other logo on that lot. If nobody has ever walked you through who actually builds these tractors, peeling that back is what this channel is for, so hit subscribe. Because Deere at least designs its own tractors today. Most of the badges we are about to get into do not. Follow Yanmar because that thread just keeps going. The same Japanese company that built those old Deeres also spent years building compact tractors sold under the Cub Cadet name. Starting in 2006, Cub Cadet and Yanmar ran a joint venture, and the diesel tractors sold in Cub Cadet colors were Yanmar machines, assembled in Adairsville, Georgia. That partnership dissolved around 2011. Yanmar took its ball and went home, dropped the Cub Cadet name entirely and started selling the exact same tractors under its own Rebadge instead. Same factory, same engineering, brand new logo on the hood. If you bought a Cub Cadet compact in that era, congratulations, you actually owned a Yanmar. Today, Yanmar sells those tractors right out in the open under its own name, painted a striking red, and hardly anyone connects them to the green machines their grandfather ran. Now walk over to Bobcat. Everyone knows Bobcat, the brand that basically invented the skid steer loader, so surely a Bobcat compact tractor is a Bobcat, right? It is not. Bobcat's entire compact tractor line is built by Daedong, the South Korean company that sells those very same tractors under its own name, Kioti. And here is a detail that trips people up. Bobcat's parent does not own Daedong. Daedong is an independent Korean manufacturer that simply builds the tractors and lets Bobcat put its name on them. A Bobcat CT 2025 is mechanically a Kioti CK 2610. Bobcat first tried this partnership around 2007, walked away for a few years, then relaunched the line in 2019 with final assembly in Statesville, North Carolina, but the tractor underneath is Korean, engine and all. 2 badges, 1 builder, and most buyers have no idea the tough orange machine and the Kioti at the dealer across town are the same tractor with different stickers. Now it gets bigger. Walk into a Rural King, that friendly rural farm store, and you will find their house brand, RK Tractors, priced to move. And to their credit, Rural King says it out loud on their own website. Their tractors are built by TYM, which they describe as the largest tractor manufacturer in South Korea, and in their own words, the manufacturer of tractors sold in the United States under other leading tractor brands. Final assembly of those RK tractors happens in Waverly, Ohio, and Williston, Florida, but the machine is pure TYM. The engines in the smaller RK models, Yanmar, yet again. By some counts, TYM is the second largest maker of under 60 horsepower tractors sold in America, behind only Kubota. Now here is the part that really stings. That independent sounding brand Branson, the one marketed for years as its own scrappy little company, TYM owns it. Since 2023, Branson and TYM in North America are officially one company run out of Rome, Georgia. TYM has quietly built tractors sold under Cabela's and Montana badges too. So the farm store house brand and the boutique tractor you thought were rivals are the same Korean manufacturer wearing 2 different logos. And the single largest tractor manufacturer on the entire planet, by volume, is a name most American buyers can barely place. Mahindra, of India, builds more tractors than anyone on Earth, has now crossed 7 million machines produced, and in a single recent year sold over 500,000 of them. Let that sink in. The biggest tractor company alive is one most homeowners have never seriously considered. Back in 2015, Mahindra took a 1/3 stake in Mitsubishi's agricultural machinery arm in Japan and co-developed products with it, which means the Mitsubishi branded compacts and the Mahindras behind them were far more related than the badges ever let on. That particular relationship is winding down now, but for a solid decade, the world's biggest builder and a storied Japanese name were quietly stitched together while buyers treated them as total strangers. So step back and count them up. Deere leaning on Yanmar, Cub Cadet, that was Yanmar, Bobcat, that is Daedong, RK and Branson that are both TYM, Mitsubishi tangled up with Mahindra. Every one of these trails runs straight back to the same short list of Korean and Japanese factories. But there is one company we still have not named, and it is the entire reason this video exists, because it pulled the single boldest move on the whole lot. That company is LS Mtron of South Korea, and what it pulled off is genuinely audacious. New Holland and Case YH are 2 of the most recognizable tractor brands in America. New Holland wears blue. Case IH wears red. Dealers, salesmen, and lifelong owners will argue for hours about which one is better, as if they are sworn enemies. The secret nobody says out loud? Their compact tractors are built by the same company. Both of those brands are owned by the same corporate parent called CNH, and since roughly 2009, CNH has contracted LS Mtron to build its compact tractors under 60 horsepower. This is not a whisper from a forum. In late 2022, CNH signed a contract worth around $387 million for LS to supply 28,500 tractors through 2025. Owners have pulled the serial plates and found LS listed as the manufacturer right there in black and white. This is documented, not guessed. A New Holland Workmaster 25 and a Case IH Farmall. 25A are, underneath the paint, the same Korean-built machine, sharing the same LS engine. Think about what that actually means on the showroom floor. The red one and the blue one you were told to choose between, the two brands whose rivalry is practically a personality trait, roll off the same LS Mtron line in Korea before somebody sprays them two different colors and marks them up. Two buyers can walk out of two different dealerships, each one certain he picked the winning side, each having bought the exact same tractor from the exact same factory at two different prices with two different logos to argue about at the coffee shop. The great rivalry you have been sold is, at the level of the actual steel, a paint choice. And if you are wondering why a giant like CNH would hand its small tractors to a Korean supplier in the first place, the answer is the same reason all of this happens. Building a profitable, affordable compact tractor in a high-cost Western factory is brutally hard. It is far cheaper to let a specialist like LS or TYM or Daedong engineer and build the machine at scale than ship it over and add the badge, the paint, the warranty, and the dealer network. The value the famous brand adds is real. It is just mostly happening after the tractor is already built. And LS is no small side operation. It traces back to 1977 when tractor production first began in Korea in partnership with Fiat. And today, LS builds tractors across Korea, Brazil, and China, with capacity for around 50,000 machines a year. It has quietly stood behind other Western badges over the years too, from Montana to McCormick, sitting one layer beneath names buyers assumed were something else entirely. There is one final twist. CNH has only just started designing its newest, slightly larger compacts in-house again, as if the company suddenly realized how much of its own identity it had handed to a supplier. But the little tractors, the subcompacts most of you are actually out there shopping for, are still that same Korean machine in a costume. Even the company that got caught cannot unwind it overnight. So here is what to carry into the dealer with you. The name on the hood is a marketing decision. The builder underneath is the thing you are actually paying for. Kubota and John Deere design their own tractors. Bobcat is Daedong, RK and Branson are both TYM, and New Holland and Case YH, that legendary rivalry, are both quietly built by LS Mtron. None of this makes them bad machines. A Rebadge Korean tractor can be an outstanding tractor, and some of these builders are among the best in the world at what they do. The problem was never the quality. The problem is the story you were told to justify the price. So the next time somebody swears the red one and the blue one are nothing alike, you will know exactly where they were both born. If this is the kind of thing nobody tells you on the dealer lot, hit subscribe, because that is exactly what this channel does.